This brief video will show you how to navigate a Zoom meeting from a participant or student perspective. It will start off with how to enter a Zoom meeting with a link and also look at some of the tools that the user can navigate during a Zoom meeting. So I am on the Teams post page for my class. And right here, I have a message that says, "Good morning, Teams demo class. Here is the link to today's Zoom meeting." So if a teacher provides this link for the student, they will likely put a password here. It's probably password protected. They'll put the password that the student needs to join. And you can see right here, here is the link to get into the meeting. So in a minute, Mr. Wallerstein is going to play the role as a student and join, and you'll see what it looks like from the student's perspective.
So as you see here, in the team, I have my link as a student to Mr. Brush's Zoom meeting. So I'm going to click on that. And you see here that it's asking me to open Zoom meetings because I do have the Zoom application downloaded on my computer. However, you can also, right here below, you can join from your browser if you do not have the application. So that is an option. But since I have the client, I'm going to click on Open Zoom Meetings. And see here, it's waiting for the host to start the meeting. And once the meeting does start, we are going to be thrown into the waiting room until the teacher lets us in. So the screen that comes up right now is a welcome screen. And here we go. We're going to connect to the meeting. Depending on your situation, you're going to join with computer audio. You can also do a test speaker and microphone, which will take you to a screen which will allow you to test to see if you can hear sound out of your speakers, and it will ask you to say something so you can speak, and it will see if your microphone is working. So I'm going to click Join with Computer Audio. And I am in the meeting. So now that I'm inside the meeting, I have my Zoom muted because I'm using a screen recorder. Just want to go over a couple of the different settings inside of Zoom that you have as a participant. So first, you can see here, Mr. Brush is my teacher. I'm here as the student. So when you see and I hover over my window, there's a couple of options here. One of them is to unmute. And also when you hover, you'll see this little ellipsis. So when you click on that, it gives you a couple of options. One is to unmute your audio. One is you could stop your video. One is to pin your video in a certain spot on the screen. And one would be to hide self-view. What that means for hiding self-view right now, if you look at the top of the screen, there's a little grid here, and that is your different view options. So a couple of different view options. There's a speaker view and a gallery view. So if I would go back down to my ellipsis and I would click Hide Self View, I would disappear and only Mr. Brush would appear on the screen, or one person or the speaker would appear on the screen. At the bottom here, along the menus, you have an unmute, and then if you click the little arrow next to the unmute, you have some audio options. This is to make sure that you are using the appropriate microphone for your computer. So if you have headphones that have a microphone, or if you have a webcam attached to your computer, or if you have a microphone that's built into your computer, you just want to make sure that the correct microphone is selected so that your teacher will be able to hear you. In which case, if it's the computer microphone, it might be same as system if it's a built-in situation. You also here have another opportunity to test your speaker and microphone. So if you tested it and now you suddenly get into the meeting and people are indicating that they can't see or hear you, you'll be able to test again from inside the meeting. You could switch to phone audio if you have no speakers or your speakers happen to go out, in which case in that situation the teacher will have had to send you the phone number that came in the meeting invite, and then you can dial in to hear the audio. And then you can also click on audio settings, and there are some more specific audio settings, but for the basic usage and participating in a meeting, you really shouldn't have to delve too deeply in there. Over here you have some video options. If I were to click this camera, it would stop my video. And then when you click that up here, it also gives you some video options. Again, it's going to indicate which camera I'm using. So on my computer, I have a Logitech. Then there's choose virtual background, choose video filters, and video settings. So if I go to choose virtual background, for example, you'll see on my computer I have none, but if you hit this little plus sign, it allows you to add any images that you may have stored on your computer. And then you also see some general settings for Zoom that you can go through and play around with if you needed to. But here, also you have some video settings. Go back to this screen for a second. And we have here the camera. So if there were other cameras that I had as an option on my device, I could select it right there. You could click to enable HD video, which will take a little bit more bandwidth on your Wi-Fi. You could mirror your video, so sometimes if you have things in the background that are on paper or words or things like that, if you click mirror, it will look backwards to you, but it'll look appropriate for the people that are on the other end of the video. If you click touch up appearance, so that just does some picture touch-ups. And then here's some other meeting options that you have. Always display participant names on their video, turn off my video when you join, always show video preview, hide non-video participants, so on and so forth. This display up to 49 participants per screen in gallery view. Can't really demonstrate that too well because there's only 2 of us here in this meeting, but basically it would look like a giant grid of faces. Over here is participants, and you'll see here if I click this little arrow, there's a button there for invite. If I click this chat, you'll see a chat bubble open up, and in here you can send to everyone in the group. We have disabled the ability for students to talk one-to-one in chat because we want to make sure that the students are paying attention to their teacher while they're on their Zoom. Share screen, we have that disabled for participants in the meeting, so this way only the teacher has the ability to do that. That's just another security feature that we've built in to make sure that no students make any poor choices and share some things that shouldn't be shared with the entire group. There's a button here to record, and there's a button here for reactions. So you'll see here, there's a clap, thumbs up, a heart, joy, an open mouth, and like a party favor type thing here. So sometimes, and if anyone has been in Zoom meetings with me, sometimes one of the first things I usually say, well, hey, can somebody give me a thumbs up to make sure that you can see and hear me? And if I did that, you'll see the little thumbs up appear in the top corner of my screen. And it's kind of a cool little feature for the kids to be able to acknowledge something that the teacher is saying.
We hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions regarding Zoom or any other technical issues, please feel free to contact your building tech support, whether it be Wing, Comac Road, Sherwood, the middle school or high school. You could see the emails and contact listed here. Thank you.